Well, hello everyone, and welcome to your virtual knowledge, where we aim to share best practice, hear the view from the front line, and help motivate each other to keep making the best out of the current climate. I'm Lloyd Cross, I'm National Sales Manager for Jet2holidays, and today I am joined by two of the Northeast's most well-known faces.
Are you stuck on 20th of August, or could you do 23rd?
Did you know by booking the Cunard service?
Morning!
So apologies about that. So basically, as you can see, I'm joined by two friendly faces up in the Northeast today. Our first panelist, we've got Nicola from Seaside Travel there, a well-known face across TV, radio. She's a friend to the stars. That's it, Nicola. Do you want to give a little introduction and where you're from, and a little bit about Seaside Travel as well?
Yeah, morning everyone. Seaside Travel, 4 shops, 20 girls, absolutely fantastic staff, and just pride ourselves on customer loyalty and being ourselves, simple as. And we just love what we do. We love selling Jet2holidays as well, just to put that in.
Quite right. And our second friendly face there, we've got Colin, who's came and joined us from Washington Hayes Travel. Now, Colin, I can name you this without a doubt, as I've seen you at many conferences, the king of fancy dress there. So, Colin, do you want to give a little update about yourself as well, and where you're from in Hayes Travel?
Yeah, best dressed lady in 2015, 16.
There we go.
Conference fancy dress. Yeah, I'm from the Hayes Travel branch in Washington Town, which is part of the city of Sunderland. We're in a medium-sized indoor shopping centre, and part obviously of the Hayes Travel group. And next year, March next year, I'll celebrate 40 years in the industry. 40
years in the industry, that's it.
I was only a toddler when I started.
Of course, doesn't look old enough. That's it. So that's it. How long about yourself, Nicola? How long have you been in travel for then?
I've only been 25, Lloyd. It's not very long. So
I've
only 9 years I have now. So yes, I'm only a baby. I don't really even know what I'm doing or talking about, to be honest.
There we go. So as you can tell, we've got two great panelists on with us there this morning. I was going to say this afternoon. It's not been that long already. But yeah, thanks very much for joining us today. And the theme of today, you're in for a great session. We're all going to be talking about customers, and not about their bad habits, not about who's the best looking customer in your shop, not about the terrible chat up lines that you've heard. I'm sure Nicola's had a few from her customers. But what we're going to be talking about, it's all about consumer confidence for this summer, what you're getting asked, and basically how you're overcoming these as well. And as always, we'd love to hear your questions from everyone that's joined us today. So again, please feel free to direct it to myself, Nicola, or Colin, and don't be shy. So to start us off with question number one, we'll go ladies first, of course, Nicola. How would you describe customers feeling in your store currently? And do you think it's changed since the Freedom Day on the 19th of July?
We're getting a lot more people in since Freedom Day. I think, to be honest, everyone just now wants to get away. So they're coming in, they seem very happy. Whereas before the girls were a little bit wary of what they were getting. So you didn't know if somebody was coming in and it was a refund question or mourning or moving the holiday. But we seem to be, the majority that are coming in at the moment are coming in to book. And that's just absolutely brilliant. So the girls are buzzing about it. The customers are buzzing about it. And, you know, in our shops, what we've done is with the mask policy, I let my girls, you know, if they want to wear a mask, they can. And it's the same with the customers. So it's entirely up to them. Most girls do wear them still, to be quite honest. But just even the ones that don't, and having the face-to-face contact's lovely with the clients now, it really is. So I don't feel we're fully back to normal by any stretch of the imagination, but we're getting there, which is great.
Fantastic. And I do think, yeah, it's so interesting when you're saying about taking the mask off and seeing people face to face. It's a nice change. That's it. So
it's a bit scary sometimes because, like,
I can imagine, yeah. So.
God, I forgot you were that ugly. That's just the staff.
And what about you, Colin? So are you finding the footfall and in the shopping centre and in the shop changed as well?
Yeah. We kind of had a spell like between when Freedom Day was cancelled, the first time, it was postponed for the 4 weeks. Those 4 weeks were really tricky. We found that we got more grumpy people during those 4 weeks. And I think that was as much about the fact that we've been promised this freedom, they didn't get it. And then they were coming to the shop. With the sort of since Freedom Day, it's certainly different for us being in the shopping centre, because the shopping centre's recommendation is still to wear the masks. So the vast majority of the customers are still following those sort of protocols. And you get the nervous one who like this. Can I take it? Can I take it off? Can I actually take it off? Yeah, they'll take them off from there. But yeah, much happier mood now in general. As like Nicola says, it's more sort of inquiries about holidays. That shift is starting to happen now. Holidays as opposed to the news.
Yeah, well, and touching on inquiries, what would you say? So, if we're looking at this summer in particular, how would you describe the customer confidence?
The confidence is getting better as the weeks go on. I would say even day to day, because now when it first came out, it was like testing and traffic lights, but now they seem to be the staff are much more confident when the customer comes in. So what we do is the managers do a really good team talk every single day, updating the girls on what the situation is, and then the girls basically portray that to the customers. So if you're confident, then they walk out the door with, it's like Colin said yesterday, clear and precise information. Then they'll leave and they'll be happy with what they've got. So I think confidence is really building every single day.
Fantastic. And yeah, are you finding the same there, Colin, in the store? Are you getting more customers inquiring for this year?
Yeah, I think one thing that I think we all learned, and I think also that customers have learned, is to whatever they read on social media or anywhere else, to take that with a pinch of salt now. I think at early days within the situation that we've been in, they would read something on Facebook and take this fact, and everybody would panic. And I think now people have learned, let's just bin that, let's just ignore that, until we actually get an official announcement. So
Quite right.
From a confidence point of view, definitely. Yeah.
Right. And what about you, Nicola? What would you say are the destinations people are booking for this summer? And same again, is it people that are looking for a certain destination, but after speaking to you guys, booking a different one, or is it customers coming in for particular ones?
Willing to go anywhere for a little bit of sun, anywhere to get on that sunbed and get a cocktail in their hands. That's what they want. So anything on the green and amber list. They're just wary about this Amber Plus thing, which obviously we'll talk about, later when I go on a rant about Grand Chaps, which I will. But I just think that, they are willing. They'll come in and they'll say, anywhere, I'll go anywhere. What have you got? And even price doesn't dictate, the price. They'll just pay it. They're not bothered because they've saved or had holidays cancelled. And they really, really just need a bit of time with their family or with their partner, and they need some sun.
Definitely. It does seem like that. People are desperate just to get away. So,
yeah.
And on that note, Colin, do you think like the time scale from customers inquiring to booking to travelling has changed recently?
Yeah, certainly on a summer 21 perspective, they come in, they inquire about summer 21, and they do it, and they're travelling sort of within between now and the end of August. They're travelling. We're finding sort of the advanced season, summer 22 and then 22, 23. Then they're just taking a bit more time to think about that, coming and making that inquiry, and then sort of saying, all right, we'll hang fire to the next update type thing before we commit to anything. But the late days, they come in. If you find them something good,
we're finding exactly the same. It's exactly the same for us. So if they're coming in, they know what they want. So they sit down and they're like, right, we want to go away in the next week. They're not moving until they actually book, and the girls won't let them go because they know that it's their jobs. At the end of the day, we've got to try and recoup as much as what we've lost. So the girls will not let them go out the door. they'll be they'll be made to sit, they'll be chained to that chair till the book, and then obviously, like I say, like Colin said, the ones for 2022 and 2023, they'll take a little bit more time, you know, with their options and things, but the ones that are coming in, they get booked now.
Definitely. And, you know, we're seeing a huge amount people booking between 0 and 7 days of traveling. It's almost 10 to 15% on a weekly basis. So it just shows the amount of people that are desperate to get away.
Yeah.
And Colin, if we were to ask you about a customer comes in, they're looking to travel in summer 22, what would you say is the main questions that you and your staff are currently getting asked?
I think the biggest one for us at the moment is it's always a what if. So we book this, what if it gets cancelled? What if this pandemic does roll on? What would our options be? It's stuff along those lines, and it's trying to give them that reassurance. Yeah, we always have a bit of a laugh about this time next year, this will all be finished. That's what we said last year, and it isn't. But yeah, we keep it as light as we can. But yeah, that's the question. It's the what ifs. Yeah, is it still going on? Is the money protected? I think that's their big thing.
This is the thing. We make sure that they know that their money's just, nothing's going to happen to it. You are fully protected. And that's what again, it's about staff confidence and making sure that they portray that over to the customer. To be honest, for the last 18 months, it's been what ifs. You know, I think, to be honest, probably for the rest of the, for 5 years now, we're going to have what ifs all the time, aren't we? It's just going to go on and on and on, but it's just having the confidence to tackle it.
And this is it. The problem is it's not just the what ifs, it's the what ifs that change constantly as well. And what if it changes on a weekly basis effectively? And with that information changing, is there any tools that either of you use with your staff that to help overcome the queries and again keep up to date with what's happening out there?
I've heard a couple of hours do it when I've been in the shops. Like Gemma yesterday had a client and they weren't sure where they wanted to go, and she'd said, right, in the meantime, go onto Jet2 and have a look at what the requirements are. So they were actually sitting flicking through it while Gemma was looking for them a holiday. So they use that. Like I say, we have a good team talk on the morning, so all the girls are up to date. They're on all of the social media, like travel gossip and things like that. So they know what the new updates are. And we have a WhatsApp group, a Seaside Travel WhatsApp group, which isn't just for filth, by the way. I mean, there's a lot of filth on there, but the majority, well, there was this morning, I'm not even going to talk about it. But what we do is we update on there. We have, all the time, if something comes on and something changes, like Grand Shaps, sneezes, we put everything on there and they know exactly what goes on. So it's just communication, isn't it?
This is the good thing about WhatsApp. You can get stuff out so quickly, effectively. So, And Colin, how about yourself? I think you touched on it yesterday. One of the tools that you used there was a really good one.
Yeah, the main one that we use is your website. Yeah, as Nicola says, it's taking everything that's on the FCO site and put it in English, and in the right order, so people can actually understand that. But I think one of the things that we've done sort of within the shop is that we're overcomplicating things as customers are coming and asking the questions, and we'll say, well, this might, this, and we might have to do this, might have to do that. But instead of that, so each morning saying, right, this customers are coming in here, they're asking the questions, these are the rules as they stand now, keep it simple, we do this, end of story. And that from a customer confidence point of view and the staff point of view, that's absolutely fantastic. As here, sort of nationally, we email every single customer who's booked with us, basically with the answers to the most common questions. We have the amber, green, and red rules. But then the questions were being asked: what if I get away and it changes from amber to red? What situation am I in then? And we actually secured a bit of Jet2. Basically using that, because that's a big fear, and to say, well, that's rules, that's what would happen to you. Wow, okay. In that case, if that's a worse scenario, let's go for it. But the Jet2 site is for me the go-to.
But I think also as well, it's about having the manager on the shop floor. I don't know about you, Colin, but you know, our managers interact obviously with the customers that are in and with the girl to make sure that, you know, they're going over to them, they're having the chat about where they're going, and just making sure that the extra confidence is given there with what the manager's knowledge is, and then they're always there for any questions and just to reassure with the clients.
Yeah, that's it. And hearing it from a couple of people is always better than hearing it from just one as well. So
tag team, we tag team.
That's
what we do.
Is this just when they stand up? No, sit back down.
Yes, the rest of the floor because they're not going anywhere.
I just think you're going, sit down. Yeah.
Colin, I'd mud wrestle my own mother for a bacon.
Send me the video.
There we go. Now, on to the testing. Now, initially, when it came about, it was a big barrier to sell. We're seeing again, it's a lot cheaper, it's more accessible than it ever has been before. How do you approach testing in your shop? We'll start with you, Nicola.
Well, it's do you know what? At the start, it's fear of the unknown, isn't it? You know, even I was like, well, what do you do? Like, what do you have to show a certificate? I don't know. So the girls, obviously, now it's just like, God bless you. So we use a Sherwood screen and the girls can book that, which we use through here. We've got Randox, which we recommend, Newcastle Airport. So to be honest, there is loads and loads of people that you can use now. And again, it's just about giving precise and concise and clear information to them, you know, and not batter their heads. You know, a lot of people can't take it in. So you just need to be very straightforward with them, right? This is what you do. This is the plan. We're in it with you. You know, we're all in it together. That's how we come across to them. And now I think it's not so fearful as it was. Definitely not.
I think I said we were confusing customers almost with, you know, oh, well, you could do this, you could do that. Why not have a look at this, have a look at that? And now it's much more concise as well. You go into this country, you need this, go to that website. You need to fill in this form, go to that website. You need this, go to that website, tell them exactly what's what from there. Absolutely.
Fantastic. So yeah,
as concise as that.
And this is it. It's good. I mean, what we're seeing as well is that I mean, summer 21 bookings, roughly 55% is our family mix currently. So it just shows that even with the testing, 4-5 people traveling, it's not putting families off, which was definitely a concern, which is a good thing to keep seeing, really. So
sorry, just to mention it is sort of from our point of view, we're in any customers that we've got going with, we're encouraging them to come back to us when they get back to the UK just to say, how was it? Was it really as complicated as you thought it might be? How did it go? How did you sort out the tests for getting home? And it's much better then to be able to say to any new customers that we've got customers coming back now, and what they're telling us is that this is what's actually happening, which makes it so much easier.
Yeah, we've had a couple of customers do like a blog when they've come back. So we do a blog on a morning. But the customers have actually told us they've written what their experience was, and that's reassured everyone. Once they see them on, say, Facebook, put a picture on sitting around the pool, people get jealous, don't they? And then, like I say, from there, the great thing is they'll write down exactly what their experience was and that they breezed through the airport and it was no problem at all. And then people go, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's what will give me the confidence as well.
Definitely, that's it. Hearing from customers, people that have done it firsthand, can't beat it for a testimony. So, and what about yourself, Colin? If we start with yourself, is there any other barriers to sale that you're facing currently that keep cropping up, and how are you overcoming these as well?
No, well, obviously we've got the question of the week over the passport validity thing. Of course, people are panicking about now. But it's just again the reassurance around that, so that they've got the actual facts. But no, I think the only barriers that we still have at the moment are the what-ifs, and sort of customers possibly not understanding that whilst the company may be in the green or the amber here, we also have to rely on the rules out in that country. We lost a group in Vermont the other day because they had a 12-year-old, and basically 12-year-olds are either double jabbed or you can't get in. Yeah, and the customer just didn't appreciate that. So we had to switch it to another destination. That's the biggest thing. People coming in with an expectation level of, okay, it's amber, so I need to do this. You don't realise that there may actually be things that we have to do getting revisited countries. Yeah.
I think we've got two barriers to sale. The first one is Grand Chaps is a massive barrier to sales, isn't he? Honestly, don't start me about that, man. You know, at the end of the day, Amber Plus, what and why? At the end of the day, that's what stops a customer. They go, oh, at the moment, is it going in Amber Plus? Why? We don't know, because we haven't, you know, the man doesn't even have the good grace to tell us. He's got no manners. You know, what he did was announce it on Twitter when everyone in the travel industry is sitting there waiting, you know, dying to know, but he announces it on Twitter. Oh, somebody from Ireland announces it first. That does my head in. So that is a barrier to sale. And the second one, I can't even remember because I'm ranting about Grand Chaps. But the second one, obviously, is just the scenarios. So you've got, you know, if you've got a couple of families going together, and then you've got one's an anti-vaxxer, doesn't believe in it, one's been double jabbed, one hasn't been double jabbed, you know, so it's that situation that the girls come across. Then we've got the ones where, oh, I've tested positive like the night before. So you go, oh man, you know, but these things are sent to trials. We've had 18 months of CAC, basically, haven't we? So what more can this world throw at us? That's what we say. The girls have been amazing, absolutely. I cannot praise my staff enough. They've just been amazing and a bunch of angels to have to put up with what we have. So I think the scenarios that are being thrown at them, they just go, oh, well, right, okay.
Well, at least when you look compared to a couple of months ago, at least it is a problem about a customer traveller. It's not that we don't have anything to fly to. At least the planes are back in the sky. Yeah. Exactly. We've got things back on track. Customers can go and travel agents can make some money finally. So that's a huge benefit there. In terms of if we're swapping onto the bookings now, where would you say your business is coming from? Is it again the standard walk-ins? Are you getting more off social, on the phones? What would you say is the split, or how would you describe it?
I think my shop traditionally has always been a big walk-in shop. And the big shift that we said, I did sort of just a little bit of analysis yesterday around inquiries. And so looking back at pre-pandemic, we're at about 50% of that level at the minute. But then when you look at where those inquiries are coming from, so they're probably up to, I think it was about 63% of the inquiries now are coming from social media.
Wow.
Then it's the telephone, and then it's the walk-ins. So, you know, whereas pre-pandemic, my shop would have been the exact opposite of that. A big switch around. There. So
just shows how important social is at the moment, and again, it's having the consistent approach for it, having the correct offer that people pick up on. It's again, it just shows how effective it can be.
Yeah, ours is Facebook and Instagram first. You know, the inboxes, because I get the inboxes on my phone, and actually Barry said yesterday, why is your phone just going off and off and off all the time? It's getting on my nerves. And I said, hey, stop shouting. I said, I'll turn the notifications off, but it never stops. So the inboxes never stop, which is fantastic. That's what we want. And the girls are constantly answering them. Then I would say a mixture between walk-in and phone, really. You know, but the point is we're getting loads of inquiries and we're getting bookings, which is fantastic. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah. And is there anything either of you? Sorry, Colin.
You see that week on week through July as well. That's the inquiry numbers steadily each week increasing as you're going through. And that just goes back to that customer confidence going.
Yeah,
definitely. That's it. And again, long may the increases keep continue. So, and talking about increases, is there anything either of you are doing to drive sales for this summer in particular?
Just banging the deals on. That's what we're doing. We're putting last minutes on, as well as next year. But just anything that's tempting, anything. I always say to the girls, if you would buy it, get it on. So, you know, it's just deal after deal after deal, and that's where we're getting the responses from. And then we'll put daft things on Facebook where they like, oh, what's your favourite omelette filling, just to increase, you know, people on the page, and then they obviously get the offers through more on their Facebook page. So it's just being a bit daft and being different from other agents and being yourself.
I like what you said there about the staff, their own offers. Like, again, would they buy it? I suppose when the customer actually comes to them as well, they'll be able to sell it like off the cuff and from, because they believe in that offer as well. So
yeah.
And but yeah, I think the interaction stuff's great, and the things people comment on. We done a few about somebody L and are traveling to or terrible packers or something. The amount of people that tag people in, it's
because they want to put their opinions over, Lloyd. They want you to know their answers, so they want to put cheese, you know, for the omelette film. But it works at the end of the day. Anything where you're interacting with people, and they love to know what the Seaside girls are doing as well. So they like to know, you know, what they're doing on a weekend and things like that. So we put pictures on of how our weekend's gone, and that just, it makes us more personal, that's all, than just a robot sitting behind a desk.
We do it with, like, so it's one of the girls' birthdays, or customers brought in some chocolates or flowers or a bottle of wine or something like that. We get a photograph sticking on there. Yeah.
I bet that gets sometimes more huge interaction as well, more than offers.
Bigger reach numbers than what some of the offers get. Yeah. So yeah.
Unbelievable. So, and what about do you do e-shots as well? Do you get any emails out to customers to interact with them that way, or again, outbound calling? Is there anything else that you are doing currently that's working for you for this summer's bookings?
We don't personally do emails. We trialed it for a while, and we just found it didn't work for us, because they were used to us being on the social media mainly, so we weren't getting much interaction on email. Outbound calling, we don't tend to chase our customers because they don't like it. You know, if they've come in, if they haven't booked with you there and then, and they don't come back, then you've done something wrong. I'm a big believer in that. So why should you chase them? I've never ever agreed with, you know, ringing a customer. It'll just get on their nerves. So we don't do that. I tell you what we do. We do welcome home phone calls. I mean, we haven't for a while because we've had nobody coming home or going on holiday, but we ring them, and no matter what they say, if they're ringing for, you know, they might have a bit of a moan with you, but it sticks in their head, you know, and they think, oh, well, that was lovely of the girl to ring me, you know, I'll go back to her next time. So welcome home phone calls are just a nice little touch.
Definitely.
We do follow up, it is. But I think the key thing, I take your point there, Nicola, but I think the key thing is if that customer's in front of you, they're not booking there and then, we do our damnedest to find out the real reason why they're not booking there and then, get that into the notes, into the booking, and as far as the follow-up is concerned, we agree with them. So it's not just a random call that we get in there, we spend time with them. And it'll be because, okay, I'll give you a ring tomorrow, what was the best time for you? And if the customer says, I'd rather you didn't, then we don't. But most of the time, give me a ring about 3 o'clock. I'm speaking with your partner tonight, ring me in the morning. Type in. I think as long as it's agreed with those customers.
It's whatever works for your company. I've just always said to the girls, if you've built that much of a rapport with them, they will come back to you.
Yes. So effectively, you're doing a service. You're looking at it as a service, Colin, to say, we'll do it, we'll offer it for you, and not, it's not like a forced thing or anything. So great. I know that
the outbound call, and the only other sort of things that we would do is, I was sort of, sorry, it's not Jet2 related, but here's 2 operations where we had a zero deposit offer a couple of weekends ago. So you can look back through past inquiries to say, has someone been in? Was their reason for not booking was because they didn't put in 150 quid deposit? Yeah, why not give them a quick ring to say, look, you really still want this holiday, we can get it done for you. You want to pay a deposit now.
Totally. I know as a company, we definitely do it, the welcome home calls, and again, it's that kind of, there's a certain time scale between like returning home to maybe like 14 to 21 days. In that time scale, it's the perfect time scale for people getting away, which is again like the hot leads almost we call them. So, and so basically that is the end of the main questions. We've got one question each for both of you, which is obviously a nice one. If you were to give one tip from each of you, or one piece of advice for everyone listening and watching, what would it be? So we'll start off with yourself, Colin.
Yeah, I think that the best advice is stay positive, be happy, and try and have some fun. I think there's been so much doom and gloom, customers coming into the shop. If your team are having some fun in there, they'll pick up on that atmosphere, get them into the mood. We do a silly thing now, like when teams talk in the morning, I'll always end it with a really happy tune. We stick a bit of Fender Boys or whatever will be on just to boost up the mood. But what I do now is I keep that just on the side on the screen. And if I hear any of the girls go, "Oh, for God's sake," the Fender Boys goes back on. I'm not having the negativity. Cheer up. Have a dance. Just be happy. Be happy. This will end. And when it goes retail, we'll be.
Exactly. So a big fan of the Venga Boys as well myself, Colin. That's it. So fantastic though. Yeah, keeping positive. And what about yourself, Nicola?
Well, pretty much the same. You know, I've always said to my girls, we sell happy things. We don't sell coffins, we don't sell funerals, we sell happy things. So when the customer comes in, from the minute they walk in the door, we have fun with them and we carry on with them. The other tip, because I'm not just going to give one, I'm a howie. Customer experience. So if you've had someone that's gone and had a brilliant holiday, just use their experience, definitely, from the minute they've booked with you, how easy it was, and to get through that airport and to get round that pool and get that cocktail.
Exactly. So no, I can't agree more. I mean, I've definitely taken a few things out of this as a bit of a roundup. I think it's one thing that we can see demand is clearly there. Like you both said, footfalls up, inquiries up. There is definitely a pot of customers and a great opportunity to get more people booked at the moment. I like what you were both saying about the how you deal with the customers with confidence. Again, adding a bit of humour and not giving them the opportunity to come up with any reason not to book. Exactly. But yeah, and lastly, just about, we can't sit and expect the customers to come to us. We've got to be proactive, getting the offers on social, getting again the interaction with the customers, and it doesn't matter if it's free, if it's a cost to it. Again, it's maximising that current opportunity. So, which I think is a great place to call it to a close, really. But finally, basically, I'd like to thank you both. Thanks, Nicola. Thanks, Colin, for joining. I'm sure everyone will agree. Very entertaining, very knowledgeable, and again, some great things to discuss. So,
and I didn't swear.
I know I should have got a bet on it. That's it. So, but Colin, Nicola, hope we catch up very soon in person. But that's all from us at Jet2holidays. Thanks for joining your virtual knowledge, and we hope to see you all next week. So, thanks again. See you all later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.